Now, for the Vikings, they'll go with Talea Earls. Talea, the leading scorer and leading rebounder out of Indianapolis, a 5'10 senior. Kelsey Griffin, the 5'7 senior, averaging 8.4 points a game. She, of course, is from Marshall. Raina Smith out of St. Louis, a 5'7 junior. Julia Vasquez, the Texan, the 5'8 junior in the starting lineup tonight. And also DJ Jenkins out of Fresno, California. DJ wears number 30, a 5'4 senior. So, Joe, pretty small lineup. We will see Kiana Horton into the lineup tonight. The Vikings in their white with the purple numerals, the purple trim, and Peru State Bobcats. They made the almost 4-hour trip to Marshall this afternoon. They're wearing their dark blue uniforms with Peru State across the front, white numerals trimmed, or dark blue numerals trimmed in white. And Joe All has the first half of this Heart of America Conference
Kind of a veteran team for Peru State. They're starting 4 seniors and a junior as the tip goes to Laurie. She drives in, missed a layup, so Maddie Laurie out of Latvia misses the game's first shot. Here comes Raina Smith the other way, flips it up with the left hand. She misses. Nice, strong offensive rebound by Talea Earls. And boy, Talea was not going to be denied on that offensive rebound. Sticks it back in. Vikes draw first blood.
Well, as we say about every time, she'll probably be the best just pure athlete on the floor today.
Vikes start out that man defense. Now Madrid, inside. Now back out to Hess. Hess averaging almost 14 points a game. Gets it over to Bowser on the left wing. Tries to lob it down low, as that was a backdoor cut that time by Shelby Hess. Knocked out of bounds, I believe, by one of the Vikings. So it'll be Peru State ball. Vikings drew first blood. We've played almost a minute here. Doubleheader this afternoon. It's supposed to be in Peru, Nebraska. Water problems up there, so another home game for the Vikings. And there's a deep three, and that was taken that time by Shelby Hess. I remember her as being a pretty good outside shooter, and she drains her first shot of the game to give the Bobcats a 1-point lead.
Man-to-man defense by the Bobcats early in this game.
Both teams started the man. Now Kelsey Griffin tried to drive, started down the lane, and tried to kick it out to DJ Jenkins. One of the Bobcat ladies got a hand on it, so the Vikes will inbounds. Basket by Talea Earls on an offensive rebound. The 2 points from Missouri Valley thus far, a 3 by Shelby Hess for Peru State. Now there's a pass down to the baseline to Julia Vasquez. Julia's fall away bangs off the rim. Here coming the other way is Laurie. Back outside now to Bowser. Bowser down the wing to Madrid. High post, Carly Stewart. Stewart ball fakes inside. Now back to Laurie. Laurie to Bowser, a runner in the lane. Good ball movement that time by Peru State. Quite a few passes. They finally get it into Riley Bowser. She is a senior out of Holton. She puts it in, 5-2 Peru.
You're right, this is a veteran club. A lot of names that I remember from the last couple of years.
Vikings scored the first basket. Peru on a 5-0 run. There's a 3 by Talea Earls. Forget about that as Talea knocks down her second shot of the game. She's 2 for 2. A stick back on a rebound and a three-pointer right there to tie things up at 5. We played almost 2 minutes.
She kind of ends up looking her eye today like, this could be my game. Let's hope she has a big game.
She might have been told she needs to step up. And, boy, in that time, Carly Stewart drives in with the left hand. Nice take that time by Stewart. She's the leading scorer on this team, and she draws the foul, makes the bucket, and draws the foul as Kelsey Griffin whacked her on the drive. So that'll put Stewart at the line, a chance to complete the conventional three-point play as she once again gives Peru State the lead, and it's going to be a three-point lead as Stewart knocks down the free throw. 8-5 Bobcats. Stewart's pretty tough, Ken.
Yeah, she's a good player last year. I'm going to put your memory of the test here in just a couple of moments.
There's not much there, I can guarantee you. You don't have to put me to too much of a test. Hope it's a multiple choice.
Vikes turn it over, and here come the Bobcats.
Bowser with the left-hand dribble, picked up by Raina Smith. Back outside to Hess, down on the baseline to Madrid. Now they get it into the block to Stewart. Stewart's turnaround from about 8 feet. She's 2 for 2, knocks down her 5th point of the game, and she scored the last 5. It's 10-5 Peru State.
Well, she is their leading scorer, 15.3 points a game.
Now Hess gets a steal as she steps right in the passing lane. Oh, nice job as Shelby Hess could see Talea Earls trailing. And Talea, I'm sure, was going to block that shot, so Shelby flips the ball back into one of her teammates, and going to be a foul, I believe, on Talea Earls. That's Talea's first foul, second team foul on the Vikings, a non-shooting foul, so the Bobcats will inbound under their own bucket. Now high post Stewart. She's been on fire so far. Earls picks her up. Now they get it back out to Hess between the circles. Shelby hands over to Bowser, puts it on the floor one time, the left-hand dribble. Now deep left wing, there's a three by Hess, got it. So Shelby Hess knocks down her second triple of the game, and Peru State shooting the ball pretty well right now, Ken.
Well, as you heard Coach Dixon say, we're a slow starting team, and no exception today. It's 13-5.
Vikes jumped out, got the first bucket of the game, but Peru State's been on a 13-3 run since that time, and now Kelsey Griffin drives inside, and I think, was that Lorray? I think Maddie Lorray grabs hold of her. It's a non-shooting foul, so good take that time by Kelsey. Vikes will inbound under their own bucket.
This team only shoots 28% from beyond the arc. They've already hit a couple of them.
Now the Vikes flip it into the backcourt. Griffin runs it down. She'll bring it the other way. Vikes will set up the half-court offense. DJ, head of the key, left wing, Earls to Leia. Another three. Got it! Hey, get me the ball. I'm hot. That's 8 points for Talea Earls. She scored all 8 Viking points, 2 triples and a stick back. 13-8, Peru State lead. We need to have her have a game like that.
Well, she shoots about 35% from out there, so she can knock those down.
Vikes still in that man-to-man defense. Now Bowser stop and go reverse dribble, and Talea got a hand on that one, knocked it out of bounds. So that time, the senior out of Indianapolis, Talea Earls, prevented a layup, and looks like a substitute coming into the game for Peru State. That will be Brittany Harvard. She, I think, normally a starter. She averages 10.2 points a game, the third leading scorer on this team. She's a senior out of Orem, Utah. Ever been to Orem, Utah? You might have. That's kind of out in your neck of the woods.
I've not been there, though.
Right. There's a three by Stewart. This comes up short. Nice rebound by Talea for the Vikings.
She's doing it all.
DJ, there's that real quick move, a little bit too quick maybe, as DJ looked to the right, came back to the left, and flipped it out of bounds.
Wow. Yeah, she was going 115 miles an hour and threw that one out of bounds. Probably need to. She got in there where she wanted to be, but then slow it down. She would have had a shot, but a little too quickly. Down by 5.
Just under 16 minutes to go. 13-8. Peru State on top. Now Hess outside. Good D by Julia Vasquez. Julia knocks it away. Now it comes back out to Hess. Hess reverse dribble. Spins inside. Nice move that time. Well, that was great ball control by Shelby Hess as she spun a couple of times and flipped it up with a nice soft touch. She's got 8 points. It's 15-8.
Well, she and Stewart, the leading scorers, and they're leading their team early on this one.
Vikes against that man. Earls outside. Talea's 3 for 3. Drives inside. Missed this one, but she's fouled. I think that's going to come up on Carly Stewart as Talea. No doubt she was going right to the rack with that one, took it in and draws what should be a 2-shot foul.
All right, Carlos. Okay, here's my question. Who was the gal from Peru? We just could not stop. When I saw number 32, I thought, oh, no, she's back.
I can see the girl, but
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
That one year they had 6 players.
Yeah.
First free throw's no good.
She was an animal inside.
They had 6 players. She played the whole 40 minutes and had like 30
Do you remember the name?
No, but I'm thinking I'm going to have to ask somebody.
I can see the girl right now.
I saw number 32 and I thought, oh no, she's still playing.
Oh, she was a beast inside. Yeah, very good player. Talea gets 1 out of 2 from the stripe. She's got all 9 Viking points. It's 15-9. Peru State on top.
Paris Johnson comes in. Raina Smith is out.
Yeah, we need to find that out before the day is over. Okay, Vikes a little bit of a trapping defense and almost turn it over, but instead it goes into the corner to Stewart. She pinballs a 3-point shot out of there. Thought that was going down for a minute, but Peru gets the offensive rebound. Down to 15 minutes in the first half as Paris Johnson tips it away, almost gets a steal, but it comes back to Hess, and Hess runs in to Kelsey Griffin, and they say Kelsey had good position. Shelby Hess right down the lane, plowed into Kelsey. Nice defense that time by the senior out of Marshall.
Joan Alberry trying to plead her case to the official who made the call, but the charge is going to stand. Viking ball.
Good D by Kelsey. All right, Vikes the other way, down by 6. Head of the key to Griffin. Griffin high post to Earls. Talea fakes a jumper, now backs it out a little bit. Tries to go around Harvard, now bangs into Hess on the baseline. Boy, both of them go to the floor, no call. Say the Vikings last to touch it. I mean, 2 bodies went flying that time, Ken.
Well, but I do like Talea. They probably forced that one along the baseline, but it looks like she's really trying to take charge of the offense here. And again, she has all 9 points, but we're going to need some help, but she is going to have to be the leader.
That was almost an NFL football collision right there. And now Maddie Lorray drives down the middle. The point guard out of Latvia takes it right down the middle for Peru State, and I think DJ Jenkins grabbed hold of hers, and I believe that'll be a two-shot foul.
Well, she got the ball, but she also had a lot of that right arm,
Yeah.
so it's going to be a two-shot foul.
So Loray's at the line. She averages 3.3 points a game. First shot is strong off the back of the rim, no good. She'll have one more. Vikings 1-3 in conference play. Peru comes in 0-4, so both these teams really hungry for a conference win here this afternoon. Second shot, no good, so Loray misses both. Talea gets the rebound for the Vikings. Vikes down by, it's a two-possession game, 15-9, 14:21 left. Oh, DJ spins around her girl. Somebody, I think, got a hand on that shot.
I think Hess did.
Hess got a piece of it. DJ, a nice move to get down the lane, but just couldn't quite finish. And a beautiful pass that time is Loray. Loray finds Brittany Harward wide open under the bucket. Good pass that time by the point guard.
Yeah, they beat the Vikings down the court and got it to the big gal inside for an easy one.
17-9, Peru State, just under 14 minutes left in the half. Now Paris Johnson outside to Julia. Julia beyond the arc, flips it up, and I think that Hess got a piece of that. That's two shots in a row. Shelby Hess has changed, and now Julia knocks it away from Hess. Four bodies on the floor, and Julia Vasquez, Talea Earls both went to the deck for the Vikings, and with the alternate possession rule, the ball is going to come back to the Vikings as Kiana Wharton, who did not play on Thursday night in that Avila game. She's in the lineup for the first time. Kiana comes in, and she's averaging 9.2 points a game, and she's probably the best inside scoring threat on this Viking team.
She, of course, from Indianapolis, just like Talea Earls. Vikings Talea has all 9 points as they trail 17-9, but they've got the ball after the tie possession.
Right wing to Griffin now, head of the key to Earls, reverses it to Julia on the left wing. Nice over-the-top pick as Kelsey Griffin came across the pick, missed the jump shot. Now the Vikes get an offensive rebound. Paris Johnson misses a three, and Harward brings down the carom for the Bobcats. A couple of good shots that time.
Real
Griffin had
shots.
a jumper. Paris had a three. Neither one would fall, though. Still 17-9. Peru, once again, good ball movement against that man-to-man to get it to Harvard. Harvard pump fakes on Wharton. Now has it knocked away by Earls, but it comes back to Bowser. Bowser drives inside and had it knocked out of her hands. So Peru State, with 9 on the shot clock, will retain possession under their basket.
Well, Hayward, they like to get that, or Harwood, they like to get that ball down low to her, and good defense that time by Horton to keep her from scoring.
Pretty good girl, pretty good sized girl, 6 feet tall, and plays pretty well inside. Now Lauray, pump fake, good fake that time by Lauray. She went down the paint, faked the pass, and then flipped it up and draws a two-shot foul.
And the foul is on Talea, and that's her second, as the young lady from Latvia will go to the line. Gita Gravas, who we had a couple years ago, was a pretty good player.
Yeah, she was a good player. Played inside, but could also shoot from the outside, if I remember right. And Lauray misses her third straight free throw. She's done a good job penetrating the last 2 times down the floor, but she has yet to convert from the charity stripe.
And she only shoots 39%, 13 out of 33 coming in.
She'll have one more. Missed again. Rebound Talea. So the Vikings stay only 8 points down with 12:48 left to play in the half. Jenkins bounce pass to Talea. Talea almost lost the handle, and I think somebody grabbed hold of her on the drive. Good pass that time from DJ.
Maybe Sydney Young, the 5'8" senior who checked into the lineup.
Yep, I think you're right. Sydney Young, that's her first foul. That's team foul number 4. Both teams have 4 team fouls now, and they say it's a non-shooting foul, so the Vikings will inbound with 12:42 left in the half.
Heather Brecky, a 5'4" sophomore, checks in for the Bobcats.
They get it outside to Paris. Instant offense. Paris didn't shoot it that time. Well, Horton drives inside. Nice job that time as Kiana Wharton got the ball, took it right to the rack. Nice soft touch. Ball danced in the rim, dropped in. That's her first bucket. Trims the Peru State lead down to 6. Need to get Paris hot.
Yeah.
She was hot the other night. Okay, outside Young. Hands on the left wing to Bowser. Bowser, pump fake inside, almost walked with it. Now back out to Hess. Hess launches a 3, and that's the 3rd triple for Shelby Hess. Give her 11 points in the game, and the Peru State men's team on the far side, they rise to their feet as Hess knocks down her 3rd triple.
Well, Shelby came in, he's just 26%, 18 out of 68, but I think she's 3 out of 4 tonight, so doing a great job, and that lead grows to 9.
20-11. Peru State on top. Now Earls, nice pass into Orton. Orton goes in strong, and that's good to see Kiana. She was not going to be denied. Good pass by Talea Earls. That was that high post to low post pass. Kiana Wharton goes up strong and puts her 4th point in to make it a 7-point game. Now Brecky, stop and go dribble. Brecky had it knocked away by Wharton. Brecky tried to go through the double team, and Kiana got her hands up and knocked that one away, so the Vikings can trim this 7-point lead. Now they reverse it. Oh, same play, just the other way. That time Wharton tried to get it into Talea Earls. Talea was open, but put it too strong up against the glass. Peru the other direction. Hess on the baseline to Harvard. Harvard's jump shot comes up short, but a nice offensive rebound by Bowser to keep the possession alive for the Bobcats. Hess picked up by Paris. Now down low, and there's a shot inside, and they're going to call a push-off, I think, on Wharton as she shoves off on Brittany Harvard, and that should put Harvard on the line for 2 shots.
Yeah, they're going to, let's see, and that will be, team foul number 5.
I think now they're going to say that was a non-shooting foul as Harvard's going to come out, and Brianna Madrid checks back into the Peru State lineup. So the Bobcats get it into Madrid right away. She misses a shot, but the offensive rebound comes out to Sydney Young.
Good job by the Bobcats to get that second chance.
Remember the Vikes out-rebounded the other night. That hurt in that Avila game, and there's a 3 taken, missed by Peru. Rebound to Wharton. Here come the Vikings. DJ across the timeline. Gets it to Kelsey Griffin over on the left wing. Down low, tries to get it to Wharton on the baseline. Almost stepped on the out-of-bounds line. And now Peru State kicks it out of bounds. So we're down to 10:41 left to play in the first half. It's a 20-13 lead for Peru State. They've led most of the way. The Vikings got the first bucket. Talea Earls got a stick back on the first possession, but the Bobcats have been in control since that time. Jenkins to inbound, gets it out to Paris. Paris' 3. This one off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound Hess for the Bobcats. Good look by Paris, just couldn't get it to drop that time.
Hess, good player. She's done a lot for this team already.
She has. Now Young outside to Bowser. Bowser thinks about a 3, almost walked. Now gets it back out to Young. Young will back it out between the circles, skip pass to Madrid, down in the low block to Bowser. Bowser in the corner, good ball movement. There's a 3 by Brecky, no good. And a rebound by Wharton. So Vikes playing pretty good defense right now.
Yeah, forced a tough shot there.
Now Johnson. Paris throws up a runner. And Paris tried to drive into the middle that time. A little bit strong off the glass. Here comes Bowser the other direction for the Bobcats. Good ball movement again outside Brecky. Now backs it out between the circles. Hounded out there by Paris. Now reverse dribble. They're going to say that Paris whacked her on the arm. As that time, Heather Brecky kind of a reverse dribble, switching the ball to the left hand, and that's going to be team foul number 6 on the Vikings, so Peru State will be in the 1-and-1 after this foul.
I think Raina came back into the game, and Paris Johnson left, and now Alicia Winston will come in.
Alicia played, I thought, a very good game the other night against Avila. Had quite a few blocks, quite a few rebounds inside, and I thought, best game I've seen her play since we've been.
Kelsey Griffith comes out. So now pretty big lineup in there now with Horton, Winston, and Earls all on the floor.
Carly Stewart, the leading scorer for Peru, on the bench right now. Now a nice block is that time, that was Talea Earls blocks Hess's shot. DJ quickly the other end, missed the shot, but she's fouled on the shot. Almost a chance for a three-point play as DJ went to the rack with the left hand, just spun off the front side. But how about the block by Talea Earls? Wow. She swatted that one away from Hess on the other end.
And she and Horton did the same thing on their blocks. They kept the ball in play. They just don't knock it in the third row of the bleachers. They kept it in play so their teammates could get it and go. And
you don't have to have a volleyball kill to have a good block.
No. And that was a great block, and it went to DJ. She misses the first free throw, but she'll have another one.
DJ is the left-hander, the southpaw senior out of Fresno, California, knocks down the second one. That's her first point of the game. We've got a 6-point game with 9:33 left to play in the half. Like still in that man, they've been in there the entire first half. Hess, left-hand dribble, inside pass. Now they almost throw it away. Madrid saves it back to Laurie. Laurie out to Hess. Hess, a deep three, missed this one. Talea gets a rebound, and either Hess or Madrid, one of them crashes in, or Laurie, one of them crashes into her. They're going to call that on Hess as a good rebound, and that's going to be Shelby Hess's second foul. is a good rebound that time by Talea.
Yeah, good job. And even though Hess got a good shot, they really attacked the boards that time. I'll tell you, Talea Earls is really playing well on both ends of the floor right now.
And we need to keep getting Talea the ball. She's got 9 of the Viking 14 points thus far. Vikes ball down by 6. Talea outside, head of the key to Wharton. Vikes move it to the left wing to DJ. DJ lobs down low to Winston. Good pass that time. Alicia goes up in traffic and got it. And I'll tell you what, Alicia Winston ran right over a couple pretty good-sized girls that time. Got it over Madrid and got it over one of the other big girls in there. Nice job by Alicia. It's a 4-point game. Carly Stewart back in the lineup for Peru State. Shot by LeRae, misses. Rebound comes out to DJ. Vikes can make it a 2-point game if they can get a bucket here.
Well, they start missing those three-pointers. The Vikings are getting those long rebounds, and now let's see what
Vikes doing a better job on the boards right now. Doing a pretty good job on the defensive board. Down low to Wharton, her jump shot. And Stewart got a piece of it, but they're going to say she also got a piece of Kiana's arm that time. So Carly Stewart picks up her second foul. She's got 2, and Hess has 2, the 2 leading scorers normally on this Peru State team, and that'll put Kiana Wharton on the line. And now Coach Joe Nalberry of Peru State wants a timeout. So we're down to 8:16 in the first half. Peru State has led most of the way. The Vikings have trimmed what was I think an 8-point lead not that long ago. They've cut it down to 4.
Joe, while we have a moment, let's say hello to some folks from Reno, Nevada. Haley Bowen came up and talked to us. She's a part of the program, of course, and Haley this year, anyway, this year is helping with the stats, and she said her dad, Joe, listens to us in Reno, and so we're glad he can be with us, or he may be watching on live streaming. Either way, we're happy to have him with us today.
Joe, and thanks for the nice comments. Haley said you said some good things, and we appreciate that. We're glad to have you as a listener. We hope you enjoy the broadcast, and if you ever get out to Marshall to one of the games, come by the table and say hi. Yeah, we always love to see parents and fans and anybody else that comes by. In fact, who was it several years ago? It was trying to lose the name. I think Patty was her first name. Used to bring us chocolate chip cookies all the time. Jordan was her daughter's name. Thanks. But Jordan Walker, wasn't it?
Walker.
Yeah, it was Patty Walker.
Patty Walker.
Patty would bring us chocolate chip cookies, and we enjoyed every bite. And, of course, Darlene Arnett. Darlene always brings us chocolate chip cookies during football season. So we certainly appreciate those two ladies.
All right, the game today is on live stream as well, so we're on the Stretch Internet, and you can also check it out. Go to the Moval webpage and go to Watch Live, and you can see the action this afternoon. Chaz Maddie, the professor of communications, working the camera this afternoon. All the students won't be back until next week.
20-16, the Vikings trail. It'll be Kiana Wharton on the line for a couple of free throws here. Kiana is a junior out of Indianapolis.
Vikings are 2 out of 5 now from the line.
Kiana to try to trim into this 4-point lead, and she missed the first one but hits the second one, so Kiana gets 1 out of 2. It's a one-possession 3-point game with 8:13 left. Stewart guarded by Winston, dribbles with the left hand to the baseline, now hands back to LeRae. LeRae spins inside into the corner to Madrid. Good ball movement by the Peru team. Now LeRae outside to Stewart. Stewart with a 3. This one misses, so the Bobcats, who are on fire from three-point land early on, starting to miss some of those shots right now. Vikes playing pretty good D for the tie. Raina Smith got it. Raina Smith knocks down a triple, and the Vikings had that one lead early on. First basket of the game. They've been behind ever since, but not now as Raina Smith knocks down a triple to tie it with 7:38 left to play.
And DJ Jenkins came up floor looking for her. DJ was going 100 miles an hour, looking right, left, and finally found the open gap. I mean, she is a blur, and she had a nice assist.
I wonder how fast
there.
her head moves. Probably about 120 miles an hour, I guess.
But Raina was ready for the pass, got it, and ties the game.
Now they call an offensive foul as Raina Smith squares up, and Maddie LeRae runs right over the top of the junior Raina Smith out of St. Louis. So good defense. That's a second charging foul. Talea Earls, I think, no, it's Kelsey Griffin. Took one earlier, and then Raina Smith takes one there. So good defense.
Well, let's see if the Vikes can take the lead.
That's the second foul on LeRae. So she, Hess, and Carly Stewart, 3 of the starters, all have 3 fouls right now for Peru State. Vikes a chance to take their first lead since very early on as Reyna goes into the baseline. Now comes out, spins back with the left hand and flips it in. Reyna's got 5. Vikings go on top by 2 with 7:05 left to play.
I think that's first lead since early in the game, isn't
Got the first basket. Talea got that stick back on the first possession. That's the last time the Vikings have led. Now Stewart, right at the free throw line, puts that jumper, knocks it in. You can't give Carly Stewart that shot. That was a free throw. She drains it. She's got 7 points. We're tied again this time at 22.
Took her time, squared her feet, knocked it down.
Peru still in that man. Now they get it down the baseline to Talea. Talea had it partially blocked, I think, by Stewart. Now here comes the Bobcats the other way. Nice pass ahead to Harvard. That was a good pass that time by Riley Bowser. She found the big girl, Brittany Harvard, streaking down the left lane. Harvard lays it in with the left hand. The Bobcats back on top by a deuce.
For the second time, they just beat the Vikings down. Harvard had an easy one.
Now Reyna, another shot. A runner this time, a little strong off the backboard. Harvard comes down with a rebound. Again, Peru wants to run. And tipped away, now taken away by DJ Jenkins.
Good job as it's knocked away by Talea.
DJ almost loses the handle, now does lose it as it's stolen away that time by Madrid for Peru State. So both teams turn it over. 5:55 left to play. Peru State ball, they're up by a deuce. Larray backs it out, now gets it on the right wing to Stewart, guarded by Talea. Comes around a screen, and Talea goes to the deck. All bodies everywhere there, and there's a long three-point shot, missed that time by Larray, and the rebound comes out to Wharton. And Coach Tim Dixon, I believe, wants a timeout from Missouri Valley. So 5 minutes, 39 seconds left to play in the first half. The Vikings took a 2-point lead momentarily, but right now the Bobcats back up by 2.
I think it's a pretty good timeout. This thing was getting really helter-skelter, and the Vikings were really not getting in any set on offense. So I think Tim just wanted to settle things down a little bit. Julia's going to come back in the game. Vasquez will check back into the game. I think he just wanted to calm things down because, Joe, when the Vikings got down, got set in their offense, they were getting some real good looks.
Yeah, they were. And they really made a good comeback. The Vikings were down by, I think, as many as 8 points here not that long ago, and they came back and very quickly grabbed a 2-point lead. But Harvard got loose on that breakaway layup to put Peru State back up. So Julia Vasquez, Kiana Wharton, Reyna Smith, Talea Earls, and DJ Jenkins, the quintet on the floor for the Vikings. As we said, a little over 5.5 minutes left to play before halftime. The men's game will follow. The Viking men come in today 3-1 after that nice win on Thursday night over Avila. And they'll take on the men Bobcats. Now DJ spins inside. Oh, what a nice move that was. DJ, a nice spinning move. Went left, came back right, flipped it in with the right hand. She's left-handed, but she shot with the right hand. We're tied again at 24. Stewart gives to Harvard. Her jump shot good. So the lead didn't last long as Carly Stewart finds Brittany Harvard for about an 8-foot jumper. 5:10 left. It's once again a 2-point Bobcat lead. Reyna Smith yo-yos outside against the man. Gives it out to DJ. DJ's 3 for the lead. This one a little bit strong, but Wharton tracks down the offensive rebound for the Vikes. Wharton's turnaround jump shot good. And Kenna Wharton's giving this team a pretty big lift off the bench. She's got 7 points, and that was a nice, strong baseline jumper that time to tie things back up.
That was just 9.2, and we need her to score inside. Now here's a foul on Reyna away from the ball.
I believe that's Reyna's first foul. That's going to be team foul number 7 on the Vikings, though, so this should be a 1-and-1. It's going to put Maddie Larray, and Larray 0 for 4 thus far from the charity stripe. Madrid sits down, and Stewart comes back in for Peru State. Maddie Larray, first shot missed, so she's 0 for 5. And Wharton gets a rebound, so the Vikings can once again regain the lead with 4.5 to play as DJ drives inside and knocked away by Bowser, but Wharton gets it back. Her follow shot won't go, and the rebound comes to Harvard, and wide open on the other end of the floor, Shelby Hess lays it in, and Shelby just cherry picking that time.
That's kind of like I was thinking
down the court.
In a pickup game. That's what I like to do. Stand about mid-court.
Yeah. No need to play defense when you get open for a while.
Somebody gets a rebound
up on the other end. Yay, why not? There's Reyna inside. Reyna misses a run. And Reyna just fouled.
Oh, they're going to call that intentional.
Yeah, as Reyna fouls Riley Bowser. Bumped into her in the back, and Bowser goes to the floor, and they're going to call that an intentional foul. That was.
Yeah, she gave her a shove. She was upset that she missed the shot, I think, and And just kind of, she was going for the rebound, just gave her a shove in the back. And
Reyna, good shot, drove down the middle just a little bit too hard off the glass. So that's probably going to put Riley Bowser, if that's an intentional foul, that'll put Bowser on the line. Yeah, they're going to clear the lane. She'll have 2 shots. And then with 4:04 left to play, Peru State will get the ball back with at least a 2-point lead. First shot's good. So Bowser, first trip to the line, she's got 3 points. She'll have one more. She's a senior out of Holton, Kansas.
Well, they're 2 out of 7. Remember, Lorray is 0 for 5.
I think the Vikings know if we get in a must-foul situation who to send to the line.
Lorray may be one of them.
But we've seen people. Who's that? The big kid, Thomas, Luke Thomas for Mid-America. Remember a couple years ago, could not throw a free throw in the basket. Boy, in the overtime, he didn't miss.
Didn't miss one in the overtime. He may be one of the best players that's come out of this conference in a long time.
He really turned it on late in the year last year in the playoffs, and I think they got in the Final Four, didn't they? All right, it's a 4-point Peru State lead. Now making a 6-point lead as Brittany Harvard goes inside. She's got 8 points off the bench, and just like that, a tie game's gone to a 6-point Peru lead. Bobcats on a 6-0 run. Now ball taken away by Stewart. She comes the other way, gets it over to Hess, had it knocked away by Talia Earls. And I think they're going to say the Vikings touched it last. I believe they did. So Kelsey Griffin comes back in. DJ will take a seat with 3:38 left to play. Peru State ball into their own bucket, leading 32-26.
A lot of turnovers this first half by Valley.
They get it to Harvard. Now a long shot by Stewart. It's good, and they say that's a long 2. As Carly Stewart now has 9 points in the game. An 8-0 run for Peru State. They lead it by 8. Talia fakes a 3, now drives in, hands to Wharton. Wharton misses a shot. Good pass by Talia. Good shot. Good shot by Wharton, just couldn't get it to go. Vikes need a stop right here. High post to Stewart. Stewart backs it out. Now gets it to Harvard. Harvard drives around. Wharton misses a shot. Nice rebound by Kelsey Griffin for the Vikings. Kelsey brings it the other way. Spins in there and throws it up, and looks like there was contact. No call as Kelsey goes to the ground. Good take that time by Kelsey Griffin. Got the rebound, took it floor to floor, length to length, and spun inside. And now the 2 officials talking. Worst case scenario, it's going to be the Viking ball.
Yeah, I would think so.
It looked like maybe there was some contact down low, but no foul called on the play as Brianna Madrid gets set to check back in for Peru State, and I didn't see who came out. Might be Shelby Hess. Now the Vikes get it into Wharton. Griffin drives around Stewart. Now gets it in the corner to Julia. Her 3 good. Nice pass that time by Kelsey Griffin. She found Julia Vasquez beyond the arc. Ken, the Vikes needed that one.
Needed that one, and it was an 8-0 run, and boy, it was starting to get away from it here in the half, and that was a big bucket by Julia.
Nice pass by Griffin that time. Right wing for Peru to Bowser. Bowser with a left-hand dribble. Started to hand to Lorray. Instead spins inside herself and throws it in. So good take that time by Riley Bowser as she faked the handoff. Instead said, I'm going to shoot this time. Spun to the middle and flipped it in. The lead back up to 7. Deep 3 by Griffin for the Vikes. This one a little bit strong. Nice offensive rebound by Vasquez. Vikes reset the offense. Back out to Talia. Talia puts her hands up and says, let's set our half-court offense. Nearing the 2-minute mark of the first half. Paris Johnson thought about a 3, instead gets to Griffin. Now nice pass into Wharton. Wide open underneath. Hoop and harm as Wharton gets the ball inside, puts it in, and she's fouled on the shot. So a chance for the 3-point playing kid. Very good ball movement, very good patience by the Vikings that time.
Yes, it was. Madrid with a foul, and that is about as aggressive as I have seen Kiana play this year. She really wants that ball down low.
She's got 9 points, make it 10. As she knocks down the free throw, so she's got 10 off the bench and the lead down to 4. So the Vikings making a comeback down by 8 not that long ago. Need a stop right here. Under 2 minutes to play in the half. Lob inside. They try to get it down low to Stewart. And that was Julia Vasquez coming over from the backside. I think Julia knocked it out of bounds, but good help by Julia that time.
Good job to keep it away from that low block. And now with 16 on the shot clock, the Bobcats have it.
Lorray inbounds to Hess, who's back in. Now back outside to Bowser. between the circles. They lob it low block to Madrid. Madrid spins on Wharton, fakes, and I think they're going to say Talea Earls, either Talea or Kiana. One of them got her on the arm.
Hope it's
They're
Kiana.
called on Talea. That'll be Talea's third foul. As they say, she grabbed hold of Brianna Madrid. Madrid got the ball down in the middle of the lane, pump faked, and Talea got a piece of the arm. So Talea will come back. She'll come out. Alicia Winston will come back into the Viking lineup.
Well, Talea had the first 9 points for the Vikings, has not scored since. 36-32 as Wharton has really taken over that. But 3 fouls on Talea Earl, so she'll have to sit the last minute and a half.
I think this is a 2-shot foul. I'm not sure. Brianna Madrid. No, it's 1-1, I guess. They say got her before the shot, so Madrid misses the free throw, and Wharton gets a rebound for the Vikings.
They're
So
really
Vikes
helping Valley.
avoid further damage. Griffin. Kelsey drives inside and loses a handle, but I believe she was fouled as somebody grabbed hold of her. The senior of Marshall went down the baseline with that left-hand dribble, flipped it into Wharton, but somebody grabbed her. So this should be a 2-shot foul because that's 10 team fouls on Peru State.
Riley Bowser picked up the foul, her first.
First shot by Griffin's good, so Kelsey knocks down the first one. That's her first point of the game. She'll have one more free throw to try to make this she can make this a 2-point game if she can knock down this second free throw.
Morgan McSmith and Raina Smith ready to come back.
McSmith and Smith. All right, and Kelsey knocks down both. Nice job that time by Kelsey. We've got a 2-point game. Vikings down by 8 not that long ago. It's now 36-34 with 1:24 left to play in the half as Wharton and Winston come out of the lineup.
Well, good job by Wharton today.
Yeah, she's played very well inside. We need her presence inside. Could have used it the other night against Avila. All right, Vikes put a little pressure on it midcourt. Bobcats get it down to Stewart. Stewart flips it on the far side to Hess. Oh, nice pass inside to Madrid and missed the shot, but that's going to be a foul. I think that's going to come up on Kelsey Griffin as Kelsey says she went straight up, but the official said there was contact, so they're going to call the foul on her.
Well, they are only 3 out of, 3 out of 9 from the line.
And they've been there quite a bit. They just have not been able to convert. But as soon as we say that, Madrid knocks down the first one. She'll have one more. 1 minute, 10 seconds left in the half. It's a 3-point Bobcat lead right now. Stays 3 as she misses a free throw. And Stewart knocks it out of bounds, so Vikes get it back.
Coach Albury thinking, man, if we just hit a decent percentage of free throws, we'd have a nice, comfortable lead here.
All right. Paris Johnson, Kelsey Griffin, Raina Smith, Julia Vasquez, and Morgan McSmith, the quintet on the floor for the Vikings. We're under a minute here to play in the first half. Morgan McSmith, right wing to Paris. Paris goes down the baseline. Back out to Raina. Raina's 3 for the tie off the left side, no good. Rebound Stewart. Stewart changes directions on the dribble, had it swatted now out of bounds by one of the Vikings.
And she did a perfect backwards somersault on the floor to Miss Stewart.
I was watching the ball. I didn't see that.
Jumped right up on her feet. It's a very good balance.
Looking for a pass, right?
It was good. She got knocked down and just went over and jumped right back up.
Morgan McSmith in the Viking lineup. She's a freshman out of Sherwood, Oregon. 37 seconds left in the half. And now they're going to say that Riley Bowser carried the ball, cupped her hand as she came over the top. Turnover for Peru State. So the Vikings down by 3, get the ball back with 36 seconds left as another freshman, Bailey Topol out of Lincoln, Nebraska, checks into the Valley lineup.
Placing Raina, and it looks like Heather Brecky is going to come back in for the final 36 seconds. Madrid will come out.
6-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock right now.
And now a timeout has been taken by Tim Dixon as he wants to talk about this last 30 seconds. The Vikings have the ball, 27 seconds on the shot clock, 32 on the game clock. So you can't get the last shot, but boy, you want a good shot right here.
Well, you've got to feel good. Even if the Vikings go down in 2-3 points down at halftime, they were down by 8.
Yeah.
Peru State had all the momentum not that long ago. They were on an 8-0 run, and Vikings kept battling, kept playing defense, and got right back to very manageable deficit.
Small crowd here today, as you might expect, because all the students will be coming in, I'm sure, Monday and Tuesday, and a lot of other things going on. this weekend. And the main thing is most people didn't realize these games are going to be here today.
No, we're supposed
to be. The schedule shows it in Peru. So,
well, good news. Kind of like we talked earlier, kind of like a snow day at school. Yeah. We didn't have to go to school today. Didn't have to make that long trip up to Peru, but we will have to make that trip
up.
Yep. On Valentine's Day. All right. Vikes with the ball. Under 30 seconds. 23 left to play in the half. Vikes looking for a good shot here. High post to Topol. Topol left wing. Griffin down to 11 on the shot clock. To McSmith. Her three for the tie. Off the back of the rim. Offensive rebound. Vasquez up and in. And Julia Vasquez somehow snuck into the lane. Got the offensive rebound. Stuck it in. Down under 10 seconds. Lorray drives inside. Misses the shot at the buzzer. And the Vikings, thanks to that stick back by Julia Vasquez, have cut what was an 8-point lead not that long ago down to only 1 point at halftime. It's 37-36 Peru.
Pretty impressive comeback for the Vikings, as you said, a trail by 8. We'll be back with the scoring, and we'll take a look at some of the other action going on in the Heart of America Conference. We'll return in just a couple of minutes.
My new dad threw a barbecue.
Today, my new son and I threw a barbecue.
There were burgers and chicken.
I burnt everything. The burgers, the chicken, the salad.
Ah, they were delicious.
They were awful.
And then we had watermelon.
I'm allergic to watermelon.
And then we played catch.
I broke Mr. Lewis's window, Mrs. Wakeham's window, Mrs. Wakeham's windshield. And then somehow my hand. My hand!
And then my dad even let me drive his car.
The hospital's on the right! It was a rough day.
It was a great day.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are. For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. Every child deserves to have access to books because children who grow up with books invariably do better in life than children who do not. How do I choose a book? Is it the cover? Yeah, I guess, sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual, so it's a combination of those two. The first book I remember was Captain's Courageous. When I finished that book, I had become so involved with these characters. So here's the thing. If a book's really, really impressing me and the writing is really, really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is. Because the endings of books, if it's really, really well done, that ending, that last thought should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Can you tell if the surfaces in this kitchen are crawling with bacteria that could cause chronic arthritis? Listen. Can't, can you? You can't see it either. Wash surfaces, utensils, and hands frequently with soapy water while preparing food, especially when handling raw meats or eggs. Raw food may contain bacteria that can make you very sick, or worse. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year, and roughly 3,000 will die. But you can keep your family safer by cleaning with soap and water as you go. Learn more about this and other important information. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov. That's foodsafety.gov. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
We are back to the Grover C. Redford Gymnasium on the campus of Missouri Valley College. And we'll take a look at the unofficial scoring. We should have these stats coming out shortly. But unofficially, Joe, it looks like for Peru, Shelby Hess has 13 points to lead the way. Carly Stewart has 9. And Brittany Harward has 8, and I guess those 3 should be leading. There are 3 leading scorers.
Well, I was really impressed by the way Harvard played coming off the bench. She didn't start today. I think they said she's been having some back problems, but she came in and gave them, like you said, 4 buckets, quite a few rebounds. Seemed like she did a very good job getting open. So, yeah, you got in Hess. Hess had 13 points, but the Vikes did a much better job on her during the last 10 minutes of the half.
And their Achilles heel was the free throw line. They made 4, but they missed 7, so they were just 4 out of 11 from the line. Now remember, Maddie Lorray was 0 for 5, so she helped there. How about the scoring for the Vikings?
Well, the Vikings, one player in double figures, Kenna Wharton. Kenna came off the bench and didn't play Thursday night, but had a good first half today, coming off the bench with 10 points, 4 buckets, and 2 out of 3 from the free throw line. Talia Earl scored the first 9 points of the game for the Vikings, had 2 threes. That's what she wound up with for the half, 9, 5 each for Julia Vasquez and Raina Smith. Julia got that big stick back right before half. 3 points in the first half for DJ Jenkins, then 2 each for Alicia Winston and Kelsey Griffin.
All right, how about the shooting percentages in that first half?
Well, the Vikings, 13 out of 30 for 43.3%. Peru State, 15 out of 30 for 50%, so they shot pretty well. The Bobcats, 3 out of 10 for beyond the arc. The Vikings, 4 out of 11. Vikings pretty well from the line, 6 out of 9, but as you mentioned, Peru State only 4 out of 12, so that was an Achilles heel for them. Rebounding, the Vikings, nice job on the boards. They out-rebound Peru 23 to 15 in the first half, and the leading rebounder of the Vikings was Wharton with 7 rebounds, so she not only had those 10 points, also had 7 rebounds.
All right, when we come back, we're going to take a look at the other games going on in the Heart of America Conference, and we'll take a look at the standings on the women's side. That's coming up next.
Sorry, I didn't mean to spit.
Confessions of a Potentially Perfect Parent, brought to you by AdoptUsKids.org.
I might look like an adult, like a person who could possibly be a parent, but I have no idea how to talk like one. And everyone knows that if you want to be a parent, you have to sound good when you say things like, "Don't make me turn this car around," or "Because I said so," or "Don't make me come back there." I don't even really know what those things mean, but I know that I actually believed my parents when they said them to me. How did they manage to sound so convincing? Here we go. "Don't make me come back there." Oh, no, that's not tough enough at all. Kids can sense weakness. "Don't make me come back there." Ooh, yeah, that's better. In fact, that kind of sounded like my dad. Weird.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to listen to you practice your dad voice. Call 1-888-200-4005 or visit AdoptUsKids.org for more information. This message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt Us Kids, and the Ad Council.
Dave, what are you doing?
Just sending a gift to Dave 2037.
Who?
Me in the future. I save a little money from every paycheck as a gift to Dave 2037, so he can spend it on things like anti-gravity boots or a hologram Doberman, something cool like that. I think Dave 2037 deserves it. He worked hard. What are you getting Steve 2037?
I guess I was thinking Steve 2037 would just fend for himself.
Well, all right, but don't expect to be borrowing my anti-gravity boots.
You want to have money in your future? You got to start saving now. Putting some money from every paycheck into a savings account or contributing to your 401k can make a big difference later. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ideas and easy ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
Hey, let's just hope Steve 2037 doesn't get his hands on a cool time machine, because he is going to come back here and knock some sense into you.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
We are back, and let's take a look at what else is happening in the league. Now, we'll just remind you, here's what happened, or review what happened Thursday. Benedictine went to Baker and won 77-73. Graceland won at home over this Peru club, 75-68. It was Culver knocking off CMU in Fayette, 74-70. Avila won here, 67-60, and then it was Mid-America over Evangel, 56-53. So going into today, Mid-America Nazarene and Benedictine 4-0, and they play in Atchison this afternoon. So that game probably at about the half. We'll have a score of that one by the time the men's game gets underway.
Well, speaking of Atchison, that's where we will be next Saturday afternoon. That's always a tough place to play. But if you remember last year, the Viking women got 2 wins on that Benedictine floor, once during the regular season and once again in the first round of the postseason conference tournament.
Went up there and got down early in that game last year and came roaring back and won it, and then won in the conference tournament as well. But Mid-America at Benedictine today, so playing for first place in the conference. Baker is at Culver. Baker 2-2. How about that Culver-Stockton club? They are 2-1. And again, that game is in Canton today, so we've had some pretty good crowds for the men's game there, but that women's team all of a sudden has done something. That could be a good game today.
Well, you know, I think one thing you've seen with Culver-Stockton, we've talked many times about how much better their men's program is. Jack Schrader came in and really brought in some good ball players. They've been a tough team, and I think the ladies program maybe is kind of fed on that success of the men's program.
Yep, Graceland is at Evangel today. Graceland comes into today's play 2-2, and Evangel is 2-1 after that tough loss at Mid-America. But again, that game, that's a long trip. The game is in Springfield, and that Evangel club is always very tough at home.
They are, and they must be better this year. They've gotten off to a pretty good start in conference play, so we don't see Evangel all that much until we go down there and play them. But yeah, that could be a pretty good game.
And then finally, CMU is at Avila. How about the CMU Eagles? 0-4 now in conference play, and they have to go to Avila, and Avila 2-2. They won here on Thursday night. That will not be an easy game for CMU.
Well, I think Avila, if I'm not mistaken, I think they won their last two conference games. They won here, then I think they beat Peru State not too long ago in conference play too, so I think they're on a two-game winning streak. And again, Central Methodist, I think we all thought they'd be one of the top four teams in the conference, and they still might be, but boy, they're off to a rocky start.
And a couple of those losses at home. They lost to the Vikings at home, and then of course lost on Thursday night to Culver State. But Joe, I think that's why this game's so important. Not only are you're playing to get your second conference win and stay ahead of the Peru team, it's a home game, and boy, you've got those home games are just so vital when you start talking about these conference races.
You know, and when you talk about finishing high in the conference, you've got to hold serve at home and try to steal maybe 2 or 3 games, 3 or 4 on the road. And if you can do that, you're going to be right there in the mix when the end of the season comes around. But it would sure be nice, though, to, you know, how long has it been since we've had a playoff game at home? It's been a long time. It'd sure be nice to have a first-round playoff game here this year.
Well, and I understand this year, and I don't have all the particulars, but I understand all 10 teams will participate in postseason. You just have 8, but I believe they'll have all 10, and probably, I'm assuming, have a couple of play-in games before you move on. So we'll get in. It just depends on where, and the Vikings would like to be somewhere in the middle or in the top half, but they've got to win this one first if they want to have thoughts about that.
Well,
37
really,
to 36.
These next 2 games, this game today and then the game here against Culver-Stockton on Thursday night, those are must-win situations for the ladies because, you know, 1 and 3, if they could win those 2, go 3 and 3, would go out to Benedictine next Saturday. That'll be that's always a tough place to play. Then go down, I think, to Evangel the following Thursday. So need to take care of these 2 home games if we possibly can.
All right, we're going to come back, and when we do, we'll have the second half.
It is with great pleasure that I welcome you to today's graduation ceremony. Students, when you hear the reason or reasons for your absences throughout the years, please exit the auditorium without your high school diploma. Once you've exited, remove your cap and gown and proceed into the unknown. Too tired. Family trip. Part-time job. Helping around the house. Sick day. Starting the holidays early. Just because.
Starting in the 6th grade, students who miss 18 days or more of school in a year for any reason will fall behind and risk not graduating high school. How many days of school has your child missed this year? Absences add up. Keep track at boostattendance.org today. Brought to you by the U.S. Army and the Ad Council.
When you were a little kid and you thought about what you wanted to be, teaching was at the top of your list. But things changed. And as you got older, teaching didn't seem like the best option anymore. So you're thinking you'll be something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Now you want to be a doctor. You don't think teachers save lives? 25 at a time. An actress? Try playing a different role every time the bell rings. How about a scientist? Ever heard of physics, chemistry,
Who do you think teaches that? Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, and taking learning far beyond the four walls of the classroom. It's time to recognize that great things are happening in teaching and put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more. Teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
Well, we are getting set for the second half. Don't forget the men's game will come up after this one, and that should be a good one. Always is when Peru and the Vikings battle. The Vikings had a big win over Avila. Vikings are tied for second right now. So, Joe, again, the same thing for the men tonight. A very important basketball game for the Viking men when they take on Peru.
Yeah, it will be. And you know, the men 3-1 right now. You know, to be at the top of the conference, we're right near, I think, maybe a half a game out of first place right now. I believe Evangel, the only team that has not lost yet in conference play, and the Vikings and Central Methodist tied a half game back. So, yeah, it's a big game this afternoon, and again, have to take care of home court.
All right, we do have a last name now. It's been driving me nuts. Peru State. Her name was Ward, and she wore number 32. Boy, she was quite a player for this Peru team a couple of years ago.
I would say if you could get hold of a Peru State women's basketball record book, you'd find her name scattered all over that.
She was quite a player, but she's not here today. Madrid wears number 32. And here we go. Second half is underway, and the ball goes to Shelby Hess. Hess gets it to Stewart. Stewart with a left hand. And
I think she walked, but she got away with it.
Dances on the rim, doesn't go in. Rebound Horton, who's getting the start here. Out to DJ. DJ kicks it out to Earls. Earls free throw line now dribbles it out and hands it off to Raina Smith. 3 o'clock Central Standard Time on this Saturday afternoon. Out to Talea. She'll try the outside shot off the front of the rim. Good offensive rebound, Kelsey Griffin. She just snuck in there and grabbed that offensive board.
Madrid screened her girl out, but Kelsey came around on the backside. A nice hustling rebound.
Here's a pass baseline to Horton. She loses it. She and Madrid fight for possession of it. It goes out of bounds. It'll belong to the Vikings with 16 on the shot clock. We're in the first minute. Valley trailing by a point, 37-36.
Vikings led a couple of times briefly in the first half, but Peru stayed on top most of the way.
Jenkins into Raina Smith, now to Earls, top of the key, lets it fly for the lead. Got it. It's a three. Her third triple of the ball game. She now has a dozen. It's 39-37.
She's had the first bucket of both halves.
We'll keep that. Hopefully she is geared up for a big second half. Here's a drive and a foul as a block, as Wharton blocked the shot of Lowray, but also fouled her.
When Lowray back to the line, she was 0 out of 5 in the first half, so she'll be back for 2 more right here.
Kiana Horton picks up the foul, her second, and that's the first foul of the half. Free throw is no good. Wow. She's 0 for 6. And that basket just keeps shrinking. You're 0 for 6. That look, you couldn't get a softball in there right now.
That's when you start thinking about it instead of just going up and shooting.
And she hits that one. So she's 1 out of 7 from the line. It's 39-38, Valley by a point. Jenkins, top of the key. Here she comes. Drives left side all the way. Flips it up off the glass. Spins it up. It won't go. Kiana Horton with an offensive rebound, puts it back in. 41-38, she has a dozen.
She's been the story of the game for the Vikings so far. Really played well on the boards and scored well.
Talea Earls tips it away, but the ball still controlled by the Bobcats. They trail by 3. Lowray, top of the key, spins on Raina Smith down the middle, kicks it off to the baseline. Madrid hits the shot. Had her feet set and knocked it down. That's her first field goal. She has 3 points. It's 41-40. Now the Vikings race down court, have it knocked away by Shelby Hess, but they'll inbound underneath.
And give Lorraine credit on that last basket by Madrid. She made a nice pass, penetrated, and then flipped it out for the shot.
DJ to inbound. Didn't get it in. 5-second call. Looked and looked and looked, and nobody was open. And the official standing right there with the count.
That's when all 4 girls have to come to help. when you get in that type of situation.
So we've played 2 minutes. Vikings up by 1, but the ball belongs to the Bobcats. Lowray baseline had a wide open shot, didn't take it. Gives it off to Madrid. She misses the shot. Now it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Horton. It'll be Bobcat ball underneath.
Is it Madrid? I think I called her Madrid the whole first.
I think it is Madrid.
I'm used to going. I guess my mind's in Spain right now.
Either
sorry,
way.
I'm sorry about that. I know her first name's Brianna. Sorry about that, Brianna.
Here is the shot. No good by Bowser. And DJ has it. Off it comes to Earls. Now swing it around to Griffin. Drives the baseline underneath Horton. Puts it up. Got another one. Nice assist from Griffith to Horton. She has 14. It's 43-40.
Beautiful pass by Kelsey Griffin that time. Left hand bounce pass to Horton. Hit her in stride and kind of laid it in. So the Vikes on a pretty nice run right now.
Hess goes baseline. Little fadeaway. Won't go. Rebound comes down to Raina Smith. Raina's going to take it all the way with the left hand. Now it rolls off the front of the rim. No good. She's left-handed, so that was her strong side, but she couldn't hit it. Lowray quickly the other way. Into the corner. Hess will fire that three. It won't go. Rebound DJ Jenkins, and she tries to get out of a triple team and is fouled.
Bowser, I think Riley Bowser reached around and hacked her on the arm as DJ tried to dribble out of there. And DJ's so tough to trap. She's so quick. If she's still got her dribble left, you might as well forget about trying to trap her.
Harward comes back into the ball game. Madrid goes out. And that foul was on Bowser, as Joe said, her second. Here comes DJ down the middle. Stops into the corner. Raina Smith for three with a left hand off the front of the rim. Rebound, top of the key to DJ Jenkins. She'll give it off to Talea, and the Vikings will reset the offense. There's a lob underneath to Horton. Horton, fade away. Caught it. What a game for Kiana Horton. Little fadeaway right over the top of Harward, and she scored 45-40.
Kiana has 16 points now.
Now here's a steal. Bad pass taken away by Jenkins. Fires it ahead to Griffin. Underneath to Earls. Puts it up and is fouled. She'll shoot two.
Good pass again by Kelsey Griffin. That ball is going out of bounds. Kelsey stepped out of bounds, caught it, flipped it back into Talea, and Talea goes up for the two-shot foul. So good hustle. That time Vikings completely beat Peru State down the floor, and Coach Joan Albury of Peru wants a timeout. So Ken, the Vikings, they've made up 13 points here in a very short time. They were down by 8 late in the first half, and now they're up by 5.
Boy, and how about Kiana Horton? She has now 16 points. Came in average at 9.2, and she is really playing aggressively on that offensive side.
And showing a very nice shooting touch inside. Several of her shots have danced on the rim and dropped in, and that's what you like. The big girl, if you just get that ball up above the rim with a nice soft touch, you'll get your share of those to go in.
So she has 16 points. Talea Earls has that 1-3 in this half. She now has a dozen. They're the leading scorers. Vasquez with 5. Winston has a couple. DJ has 3 points. Raina Smith has 5, and Kelsey Griffith has 2. But the Vikings up by 5 now. 16-17 to go. The men's game to follow this one. Peru in town. The Vikings are 3-1, tied with Central Methodist at second place in the conference behind Evangel. So big home games. You know, today and Thursday. You're going to have to start bringing more cough drops. Joe All has his halls out, and all the gals grab them. As long as they keep scoring points, they can have them.
I told Kiana she can have the whole sack, and I'll buy another one next game if she keeps shooting like this.
She keeps shooting like this.
Let's see if Talea can knock down a couple free throws here.
Earls has 12 points. Good form. Ooh, just off the back of the rim. She's only 1 out of 3 from the line,
but she's got 3 triples in the game.
Yep.
Let her shoot her free throws from beyond the arc.
Oh, she misses both of them. And Stewart with the rebound, and that's not characteristic of the way she shoots. She's about a 70% free throw shooter. So 45-40 is our score. Here is Bowser driving baseline, and she just dribbled it out of bounds. Paris Johnson bothering her, and she just dribbled it off her foot out of bounds.
Paris did what a defensive player is supposed to do, cut that baseline off, and when she did, Bowser got frustrated and lost control.
Jenkins into the forecourt. Man-to-man defense by the Bobcats, who trail by 5. Raina Smith to the top of the key. Gives it to Kelsey Griffith. Backs away to the top of the key. Now hands it off to Raina. Drives left side all the way to the basket. Throws it up off the heel of the rim. No good. And again, a rebound taken down by Lowray. Lowray into the corners. Here's a three on the way. This one pinballs off the rim. No good. Rebound DJ. That shot was taken by Sidney Young.
Vikings doing a great job on the boards on both ends right now.
On the run, gives it off to Raina. In the corner, Paris Johnson for three. This one too strong. And the rebound pulled down by Carly Stewart.
Good look. Got her feet set, just a little bit too strong.
Here's Young. Lowray back to Young. Now Stewart, free throw line. Drives off the glass, missed it. Rebound. Earls, long pass up to Paris Johnson. 1-on-2. Paris in the lane, gives it off to Griffith. He'll drive in and score. Boy, she used her body perfectly to shield the defender and laid it off on the right side, and she has 4 points now.
Kelsey Griffin always moving. Yeah, there's a movement basket that time.
Nice pass from Bowser underneath to Carly Stewart running baseline. She gets the reverse layup, 47-42 now.
Stewart in double figures now with 11 for Peru State. She's their leading scorer, averaging over 15 points a game.
DJ in front of the Viking bench, who used an elbow, forced her to get away with that. Gets it to Talia Earls, drives left side, but misses the shot. Went right around Harwood, but missed the shot. Here come the Bobcats the other way. High dribble, and Lowray is fouled as she gets in the lane.
And Tim Dixon, Coach Tim Dixon's right. He's cupping his hand. She turned that ball over twice. She turned it over with the right hand, then spun to the left hand and brought it over the top of the left hand. No call. And yeah, I think Coach Dixon has a very valid point.
Maddie Lowray's 5'9", but she's kind of a stocky player. Tim, you better back up. Just got a technical. Oh, he's been warned. Okay, no technical, just a warning. They told him to get back in the coach's box, and he did. Now he says, "Now I want to answer my question."
The official looked at us, thinking he thought that was us arguing with him for a minute. New player in the game. That's Sydney Wilkinson. First time she's been in for Peru State.
5'2" junior. Off to Brecky, in the lane. Stewart with a left hand. Got it. Well, she's a good player. Carly Stewart with a left hand. She now has 13. It's 47-44. Here come the Bobcats, and here comes DJ. Races into the forecourt.
Wow.
From the left side. Puts it up from 10. Scores and is fouled.
DJ was going at least 110 miles an hour on that shot and somehow composed herself, flipped it up with a nice soft touch, and drew contact. It was a nice play right there.
Boy, she is quick.
I would not want to guard her in a game of one-on-one.
And let's see, the foul is on Wilkerson. You know, I bet when she was a young girl at home, when you'd look for her, she'd be in one room, and by the turn, she's in another room, then another room, then another room.
I imagine. You'd have to keep constant eyes on her. You think if we were guarding her, we'd be yelling, help, help, help?
Man. 50-44 as she does complete the three-point play. Good job, DJ. Here's a steal by Raina Smith. Raina brings it up the left side. 1-on-3, takes it all the way in the lane. Got it. Raina Smith with a bucket. She now has 7. It's 52-44. Valley with their largest lead of the game, 8 points.
As Coach Tim Dixon said, the team tends to start slow, and they did today, but boy, they've turned it on with both burners right now, playing very well.
You're playing a team that hasn't won a conference game yet. Now really put the pedal down if you can. Here's Stewart, baseline, good move in the lane. Puts it up and is fouled, and that's number 4 on Talia Earls. I tell you what, good job by Peru to get it to probably their best player on the low block against a gal with 3 fouls.
Well, and Shelby Hess was just on fire early on. She had 13 points in the first 10 minutes of the game and has not scored since. So Stewart carrying the offensive load right now as she knocks down the first free throw, give her 14 points in the game.
And Talea's going to have to come out with those 4 fouls. So Kiana Horton back into the game. One Indianapolis player for the other. Second free throw good by Stewart. Stewart now has 15 points, 52-46. Madrid comes back into the ball game, replacing Stewart. 52-46, 13:21 to go. Here's some full court pressure by the Bobcats. Jenkins is going to inbound it, but after Tim Dixon saw that press, and he said, we better talk about it. So a timeout taken by Tim Dixon. You know, Tim is not allowed But he's always working the officials, isn't he?
Yes,
but
he is.
He's
He
not
is.
loud, and he's not a yeller and a screamer, but he's always working the officials. And his club up 52-46. He saw that press, and he said, I better talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, good. You don't want, a press can turn a game around completely. You get a couple real quick turnovers, and somebody drains a three, and all of a sudden you're now up by 6, then you're tied. So, you've got to, you want to be composed and know what you're going to do, and he's got the timeouts to burn. So, good call by Coach Dixon.
13:21 to go. I haven't checked outside. It's not snowing or anything, is it?
It was not. When I came down, the sun was shining.
That was the 2 years ago. We were this same afternoon. We came in here to do a doubleheader. By the time we left, it was a whiteout blizzard. So it looks like a nice day out there.
That was a night. Had a blizzard. Had about 15 overtimes. The game we thought would end around 6 o'clock. We'd be home to watch the NFL playoffs, and I think we both got home between 10:30 and 11
o'clock. Through a blinding snowstorm. It's cold, but cold all over the United States today. Understand in Dallas we're going to have a championship game Monday. It's about 20-some degrees today.
Is it really down? Usually Dallas does not get that cold.
And so it's just cold everywhere.
Who you picking, Oregon or Ohio State?
I think it's going to be wild. I think it's going to be a high score.
Two pretty good teams.
Real good teams. Here's Paris Johnson around the screen and throws it away. She was trying to get the ball to Raina Smith and just kind of lost it off the palm of her hand and went out of bounds.
Paris had a good idea, tried to penetrate and then dish off. Just the trajectory of her pass was just not where it needed to be.
52-46. Wilkinson, rather. We didn't see her in the first half. She's in there now. And
DJ's dancing with her, step to step, step for step.
She is right with her, moving those feet. Here's Hess working against Paris Johnson. Now cut off baseline by Griffith. They kick it out to Madrid. Madrid cut off by Griffith. She's all over the place. Wilkinson gets a screen, kicks it off baseline. Drive inside, and that should be an offensive foul. It will be. As Hess, for the second time in this game, just lowers that left shoulder and runs right over a player. That's a pretty obvious call. If she doesn't lower the shoulder, she might get the call. But when you lower that shoulder and bowl through the lane, you're going to get called.
And that was Kelsey Griffin who drew that charge. That's Kelsey's second time she's created a charge against Peru State. So good gutsy play, good heads-up play by the senior Kelsey Griffin.
Raina Smith out to Jenkins, 12:39 to go. Vikings up by 6. Paris Johnson fakes the 3, lobs it into Horton. Kiana jump hook. Ooh, off the front of the rim, no good.
If she'd have hit that, we might have stopped the game.
Wilkinson with the rebound. She'll bring it the other way in a hurry. Drive left side, throws it in the corner to absolute no one.
Yeah.
There was a player there at one time, and she had a no-look pass into the corner by
there were 4 players there, but they were all sitting on the bench.
Had nobody there. That ball just rolled out of bounds. Well, that no-look pass could be nice when it works, but if it doesn't work, now the Vikings throw it away.
Return the favor.
Madrid gets the steal. Here's Wilkinson in the lane. Head and shoulder fake. Nobody there. Young will pop an outside shot. Won't go. Hayward had the ball. Now picks it up on the baseline. Or excuse me, that's Hess. Good job by Hess to grab that loose ball. Top of the key. Now they go in to Hayward off the glass. Too strong. Gets her own rebound. Puts it up from 7. That one rolls off. Ball tipped. Comes out to Madrid. Now to Hess for 3. That one won't go. Another rebound. This time to Young. What, 1, 2, maybe 5 tries at it?
They just pounded the offensive board there. No give up. Great job by Peru State, and they really needed that bucket. It's a 4-point game.
I think 4 or 5 shots there, and finally Young gets the bucket. Off to Griffith, top of the key. Man-to-man defense by the Bobcats. 11:31 to go. Vikings up by 4. Into the corner, Raina Smith for 3. Won't go. Rebound, loose on the floor, picked up by Paris Johnson. She double dribbled.
Yeah, Paris probably should have kicked that one out. She got the ball inside amongst the big girls and wanted to go up, which is not a bad idea. When you got those trees, you're probably better off just kicking it outside.
And she had used the dribble and then put it back on the floor. We do have I think we have a timeout here. So while we do that, let's take a look at what's happening on the men's side today. Take a look at the men's standings. Evangel Joe 3-0. And how about this game Thursday night? In Olathe, it was Evangel over Mid-America Nazarene, 196 in double overtime.
You know, Mid-America just seems to play overtime games.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. We played them 2 or 3 in the last 2 or 3 years, haven't we?
They really play well at home. So Evangel on top, a game behind Central Methodist. Central held on at home to beat Culver 69-67. The Vikings are there at 3-1, tied in second place after their win over Avila. Benedictine is 2-2. They beat Baker 60-45 Thursday. This Peru team lost at Graceland 83-72. They're 2-2. Graceland also 2-2. Mid-American Nazarene 2-2. Culver 1-2 now. Baker 1-3, and Avila 0-4. So
well, you know, in Evangel, that's a big win. I mean, Mid-America looked very good the Saturday right before Christmas when we played them up there. They looked like world beaters, and for Evangel to go up there and get a win, that's a big road win.
52-48. Vikings up by 4. A long way to go in this one. And we'll take a break, get you ready for the men's contest. Boy, this one the Viking women just have to have. They have another home game coming up on Thursday against Culver.
And they played well here, especially in the second half. They were down by 8 in the first half, got it to within 1 at halftime, and have controlled the second half. And now Peru keeps hanging around, only down by 4.
Young out front to Hess. Hess hit those three-pointers early. She's now being guarded by Horton. Takes it inside, goes baseline. Young will try a shot from there. That's too strong. And the rebound, Raina Smith. Good rebound. She took it away from Hess.
Vikes need a bucket here.
Raina will take it all the way. Baseline, stop, off the glass and scores. Nobody stopped the dribble. She took it in, stopped on a dime, waited for the defense to clear, and laid it off the glass.
Nice shot. That's 9 points for Raina in the game for this half.
Alyssa Wilson will check in now. As Bowser hands it off to Sydney Young. Thought about the shot, now goes to Carly Stewart. Her baseline, shot rattles around, no good. Horton had the rebound, tipped away, but it comes to DJ. Jenkins pushes it up. 10:25 to go. Valley by 6. They've had an 8-point lead. DJ leans in off the glass. That won't go. Wilkinson with a rebound. 3-on-3. Wilkinson to Hess. Hess drives all the way to the basket with the left hand. Got it to go. Nice move.
And that's the first points for Shelby Hess in quite a while. She has 15 in the game, but most of those in the first 10 minutes. But she makes it a 4-point game once again.
We are halfway home here in this second half. Griffith drives right side all the way to the rack and scores. Put that one right underneath the arm of Sydney Young.
6 for Kelsey Griffin. Nice take that time. She went right down Main Street, was not going to be denied, went up aggressively and almost got fouled.
Wilkinson hands it off to Stewart around a screen by Bowser. She got hit in the mouth. I think she's all right. Here's Bowser driving left side. Reverse layup, no good. Horton had it for a moment. Bowser took it away from her. Now Horton fights for possession on the baseline, and it's going to be Viking ball.
I think Carly Stewart asked one of her teammates, how many teeth do I have in my mouth right now? She took it's unintentional, but she took a pretty good shot with an elbow, I think. Now she's going to sit down, and as Harvard comes back into the Peru State lineup. I think Coach Joan Albury says your mouth looks good, and all your teeth are there. Take a little rest, I'll get you back in there.
56-50, 9:28 to go. Valley trailed by a point at the break, so they've done a nice job. Julia Vasquez comes in now. She gets the inbounds pass from Raina, gives it back to her. Well, Raina running the point right now. This is a small lineup. Vikings have Winston's out there and then 4 guards. Here's Raina, pushes inside, off the glass and scores. Might have got away with a little push, but she now has 11 points, and the Vikes up by 8.
That's one of Raina's strong points. She does a good job penetrating into the lane. She did it that time. Nice kiss off the glass, and Vikes needed that one.
Here's Wilkinson, head and shoulder fake. Back out to Hess. Hess can't get away from Griffith. Double team. Julia Vasquez knocked it away. Griffith dives for the loose ball, but it comes away to the Bobcats, but the shot is missed inside by Hayward. Rebound Winston. Vikes really playing well on the defensive end.
Yeah, really stepped up the intensity here in the end of the first half and the entire second half thus far.
Kelsey Griffin, out front Paris Johnson. Paris top of the key, wants to go one-on-one. Drives in, misses the shot. Hayward with a rebound.
Good drive, Paris.
Now the other way, Lowray. Lowray goes baseline, bad pass, knocked away. Last touch by whom? It's going to last touch by Griffith. Boy, she is everywhere, isn't she?
Kelsey's a hustler. Perpetual motion.
Ooh. 8:21 to go, 58-50.
She looks a little gassed right now. She's got her hands on her knees. I think maybe she's going to come out. No, they're going to bring Rain out. Kelsey Griffin plays hard all the time. She's moving on both ends of the court.
Morgan McSmith will come in. I think we have a timeout.
Her dad, Kelsey's dad, John Griffin. I've played a lot of town team ball against him. He's the same type of player. He's about 6'4", though, so every time I had to guard him, he was moving all the time, too.
Well, she's done a nice job, and a timeout taken by by Peru. Again, the games this afternoon, Mid-American Nazarene at Benedictine. That is on the men's side. That will be for Mid-American Benedictine. On the men's side, Benedictine is 2-2, Mid-America 2-2. So that's a big ball game there. Peru's here. CMU at Avila. CMU tied with the Vikings for second place. Avila still looking for that first conference win. They're going to get a couple, Joe. They're not that bad a ball club, but just haven't been able to get over the top yet this year.
Well, they've got some players healthy. A couple of, the big guy the other night, Izami. I thought he looked pretty good, and then they picked up one of their shooters also, Trey Bales. They both played for the first time. And, Ken, you look at the overall records. I was looking at Mid-America. I think their overall record is 3-10.
Yeah.
But yet they're still a team you have to reckon with in this conference race.
Yeah, they're 2-2 in the league. Graceland travels to Evangel today. And Evangel, of course, atop the league at 3-0. So some good games. And we'll have all the women's scores for you by about the time the men's game gets underway this afternoon. 58-50. Valley with the lead. The ball belongs to the Bobcats. Bowser.
Keep playing that good defense.
Work it inside to Hayward. Back out front. Now to Harwood. Bowser drives baseline, throws it right to Paris Johnson. There's that good defense. Paris got off that pass. She'll race into the forecourt. Get by one gal. Stop. Fire from about 12. It won't go. Bowser with a rebound. Paris determined to get one to go in.
Paris was going to take that shot. Not a bad shot, just left it a little bit short.
Now Wilkinson slows things down. Almost lost it. Bowser with it at top of the key. Back to Wilkinson.
They need Carly Stewart on the floor.
Drives in. Won't score. She's fouled. You're right. Now let's see how they call this one on. Going to be a two-shot foul.
That's on Julia, I believe. Julia Vasquez, that's her first foul, so that'll put Sydney Wilkinson on the line for two shots, and she misses the first one. She is a junior out of St. Joe, Missouri.
They were 4 out of 12 in the first half, and they start the second half by missing a free throw here.
Well, I've got them in the second half at 3 out of 5. So
3 out of 5, so a little
bit
bit better. And here's one by Wilkinson that goes in. Her first point, 58-51. Remember, Talea Earls on the bench with 4 fouls for Valley. 58-51, 7:28 to go. Vikings with the ball. Talea back in there now, as I say that. She came in during that timeout for the free throw. McSmith, top of the key, tries a pass inside the lane to Julia Vasquez that's picked off by Hess. Now Bowser in the lane, gives it off to Harward, and she scores, and she has 10. It's 58-53.
Good ball movement by Peru State that time. Got Harvard wide open on the right side of the lane. She laid it in.
Here's a shot outside, no good by Talea. And now the Bobcats can get closer. Hess down the middle, no look pass. Outside. Now they work it back down underneath. Hess had it, drives through the lane, kicks it back to Bowser. Top of the key to Wilkinson. Wilkinson, good defense by Paris Johnson. There's the lob into Harward. Harward takes it in on Winston. Doesn't score, gets it back out to Wilkinson. Back to Harward. She'll try about a 14-footer. Won't go. Rebound. Goes out of bounds. Last touch by whom? Vikings.
I'll tell you, that little Wilkinson, Sydney Wilkinson, she's a hustler too.
Yeah.
She's all over the floor and darting in and out, penetrating off the dribble. Not much of a scorer, I don't think, but a pretty good ball handler.
6:25 to go. Valley hanging on to that 5-point lead. Bowser, top of the key, looks for Harward. Now gives it out to Hess. Spikes it a man-to-man.
Playing good defense right now. There are not many open looks for Peru the last couple times down the court.
Here is Hess just outside the free throw line, knocks it down. And now it is a 3-point game, 58-55 as Griffith and Jenkins ready to come back in. McSmith in front of the Viking bench, loses it. Picked up by Lowray. Lowray's got the breakaway, misses the layup, gets her own miss. Underneath the Bowser, puts up the shot and scores. 1-point game.
Yeah, a good steal that time by Madrid. She stepped into the passing lane, got it ahead to Lowray, missed the shot, but a good follow by Bowser.
Now it's a 1-point game, 6 straight, and there's an offensive foul on Talea Earls. She's gone.
Fouled out of the game. Wow.
And You can't really argue that one, Joe. Because number one, it's way out between the circles, and she kind of used that left arm to push off, and there was some contact right in front of the officials.
You
so
just can't do that with 4 fouls. You can't even take a chance. And I'm sure sometimes you stick that arm out, not even thinking about it. It just happens automatically, and I think I'm sure Talea did not mean to do that.
6 straight points. It was 58-51. So 6 straight points by the Bobcats. Now a little water on the floors because some of the skylights are leaking a little bit today.
Well, like Coach Joan Albury said before the game, we have absolutely no water in our gym. You got it leaking on your floor.
So there's water somewhere. And they said they're not going to get the water problems fixed in Peru on campus until Monday. So, all right. Peru on a 6-0 run with 5:28 to go, trying to take the lead. Here's Hess working on Vasquez. Close to a walk. Now gives it out to Stewart, who's back into the game. To Wilkinson, 16 on the shot clock. Wilkinson drives that right side. Gives it back underneath. They try to go to Stewart. Ball knocked away. It's going to be Peru ball with 9 on the shot clock, 5:10 to go in the game, and Horton comes back in for Valley.
I'll tell you, let's you and I have a contest. Let's try to guess. When we go up to Peru State on February the 14th, how much snow will there be on the ground? I say 3 inches.
Yeah, I'd say more than that. I'm going to go. It's going to be piled up pretty high by the 14th of February.
All right.
Here's Madrid, got away with a walk. No, she didn't. They called it. Madrid kind of stumbled along the free throw line, and they called it.
So you're saying upwards of 3.
I'm
so
saying
if there's no
upwards.
Snow or 3 or less, I win. If there's upwards of 3,
I'm talking
you're
about
the champion.
piles of snow.
All right, okay.
Here is DJ. Vikes hang on to a 1-point lead. Nice backdoor cut to Jenkins. He can't hang on, or from Jenkins pass to Julian. Vasquez can't hang on to the pass. So the ball comes back to the Bobcats with a chance to take the lead. 4:50 to go. Wilkinson, round a screen by Madrid, throws it away. The ball's in backcourt, and that should be an over and back.
Yep, it is.
As nobody for the Vikings touched it. Stewart went back, grabbed it, but the official said, no, nobody in white touched that ball. It'll be Valley basketball.
Carly Stewart wanted to argue, but she didn't know what to say because there really was no argument.
No, there was none at all. Now DJ has it. Watched by Wilkinson. 4:39 to go. 58-57. Vasquez, top of the key, Paris Johnson. Almost let her have the 3. She didn't pull the trigger. Look in for Horton. DJ drives inside the lane with a right hand, and she's fouled.
I think down the stretch, the Vikings need to look to Kiana Ward.
Yeah,
they need to look inside. She's got 16 points in the game and really shot the ball well. So
foul
need to be
on
sure
Wilkinson.
she's involved in the offense.
That's her second. And will it be? No, it's not a shooting foul. That's both teams with just 5 fouls here in the second half. 4:23 left, 1-point game. Into Horton. Horton baseline against Madrid. Backs it into the corner with the dribble. In trouble there, needs help. And finds Kelsey Griffin, almost tied up. Kelsey rips that ball away from Bowser. 19 on the shot clock. 4:10 to go in the game. Vikings by 1. Jenkins. The Vasquez 3, got it. Julia Vasquez right in front of the Viking bench, buried it. She now has 8, and it's 61-57.
Julia's pretty good at hitting that shot when you really need one. That was nothing but net. Good rotation, just a big shot. And
now here's Carly Stewart, misses off the front of the rim. Paris Johnson with a rebound, double dribble. Yep, she got a nice rebound, Joe. Put it on the floor in the lane, picked it up, put it on the floor again, and that's a double dribble.
Now the Paris kept walking the other way. The coach said, get back down there now. You got to play defense.
You got to play, yeah, you can't cherry pick here. 3:44 to go, 61-57. Valley by 4. Into the corner to Bowser. Bowser off to Wilkinson. Wilkinson in the lane. Shot is good, and a foul.
Wharton, I think that's Kiana Wharton. I think Kiana hit the deck, but I think they're going to say she whacked Sydney Wilkinson on the drive. That was a nice shot by the little girl Wilkinson, not that big. They only list her at 5'2", and she went right over the top of Wharton, who they list at 6 even.
Peru looking for their first conference win. They're down by 2. It's 3:38 to go. And another missed free throw. Madrid tries to chase it down. Last touch by Griffith. It'll belong to Peru. Boy, their free throw shooting's just killing them.
Yeah, if the Vikings hold on and win this game, I'm sure on the bus home they'll be thinking about what if from the free throw line.
Here's Bowser. Man-to-man defense, 3:30 to go. Bowser drives inside, loses the ball. Now gives it off to Wilkinson, fires it across to Madrid, or rather to Hess. Now Madrid traveled with it. Boy, she spun around and traveled with it. Good defense by the Vikings, 3:22 left. I would be looking for Stewart and Hess every time down.
Yeah, I think so. I think you do that. I think the Vikings need to be looking for Wharton, and I think Kelsey Griffin's got to be involved.
Here comes Kelsey, baseline. Might have got away with a little push. Now there's the Horton, the two girls we talked about. Horton, good spin, move inside and scored. Oh, man. She spun to her left and laid it in. Good, quick move.
Yeah, she's got 18 in the game. That was a big bucket right there to extend the lead back to 4.
2:59 to go. Wilkinson takes it left side. Scoops it up with the right half from the left side, missed it.
Vikes have numbers.
Rebound Horton. Off to Griffith. Griffith behind the back with the dribble. Stearns baseline, puts it up, foul by Madrid. Kelsey was not gonna be denied that time.
Well, and Kelsey could feel contact that time. She saw her, got a nice head and shoulder fake, got the defender up in the air, and that was Madrid, got her up in the air, and then drew contact, and she'll be at the line for a couple right here.
So let's see if she can knock these down and extend that lead to 6 with 2:43 remaining. First one, got it.
That's 7 points for Kelsey in the game. She's a perfect 3 out of 3 from the stripe, and she'll have one more here with 2:43 left to play.
Harward comes back in. Raina Smith will check in for the Vikings with 2:43 to go. Free throw, good. She's 4 for 4 from the line. And let's see, they're going to bring Horton out, probably for defense, and get her back in if they can on offense.
Yeah, the Vikes have that short lineup back on the floor right now. Maybe really basically have 4 guards on the floor right now.
4 guards and Kelsey's not a very tall forward. Now they look to trap to Bowser in the corner. Bowser, skip pass all the way across the lane. Shot from the baseline is good for 3 by Hess. Oh, that skip pass all the way across the lane. They found Hess. She buried it. It's a 3-point game.
She's got 20 points in the game now.
DJ brings it back out. 2:20 to go. 21 on the shot clock. Valley up by 3. 65-62. Now DJ's going to take it right down the lane and is fouled. She said, get out of my way. I'm coming through the lane. Foul is on Wilkinson. That's her 3rd.
Yeah, and DJ had a full head of steam that time coming off that left side.
Well, let's see if she can knock these down.
Folks, you just need to see her to realize how quick she really is.
See if DJ can knock these down.
DJ is a senior that hails from Fresno, California, listed at 5'4". Couple of big free throws right here with 2:11 left to play. She can make it a 2-possession game if she hits either one.
She's 1 for 2 on the day. Vikings as a team shoot 67%. She shoots about 64%, and she misses that one. 65-62, 2:11 left. Several big possessions coming up here. Got the second one.
Well, that's big to get one of those two. Now at least it's a 2-possession game.
2:11 to go. Paris Johnson will put some pressure on Bowser before she gets to midcourt. Bowser with a left-handed dribble brings it across. Both teams will be in the 1-1 from this point on. Hess works to Stewart. Stewart in the corner right in front of her own bench. Now to Harward. Harward back to Stewart underneath, and she walked with it. Handed her the ball, she wasn't expecting it, and took a couple of steps before she put it back on the floor.
Yeah, Harward probably should have taken that one up. She had the ball down the low block, but you can understand her wanting to get it to your leading scorer. When you're that close, you go ahead and take it up. But a good break for the Vikes. They get it back with under 2 minutes to play, up by 4.
Big possessions coming up here. Here's DJ, fires a pass to Vasquez. Can she hang on to it? Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by whom? Peru.
Hess. I think Hess knocked it out.
Good job by Vasquez. I thought that pass was going to go out of bounds.
Yeah, that was not a good pass.
DJ
should have probably just taken her time and walked that one up down the court, tried to hit Vasquez streaking, and the defender was right back there with her.
But the Vikes do get possession back. 17 on the shot clock. 1:39 in the game, leading 66-62. Jenkins, high post, Wharton, turns, looks, now puts it on the floor. A little push-off, got away with it. And looks for help, gives it to Vasquez, who has a big 3 in this game. She tries another one, another big 3. The shot clock winding down. Vasquez hits another triple. She has 2 huge three-point field goals in this game.
That was even bigger than the last one. We talked about how big the last one was, but Julia hit that one, and that gives the Vikings a 7-point lead with 1:23 left to play. So huge shot. That's what you like your veterans. Julia's not a senior. She's a junior, but this is her 3rd year in the program, and stepped up with confidence, had good rotation, and knocked that one down.
Joe, you know how much she's improved, because when she was a freshman, she would play some, but in all honesty, you wouldn't want her to take that shot. And
No.
she has just worked and worked and worked at her game, and now she's probably one of our, if not the best outside shooter, one of our best outside shooters.
Well, we didn't know early in the year if she was going to play or not.
Yeah.
She had an ACL injury, and apparently it ended up not being as bad as it was initially thought, and it'd have been tough not having her out here. But I remember she got hot last year in postseason play. Down the stretch, she started hitting some threes.
She is a good shooter and confident. She hits that left-handed shot, and she has 2 big three-point field goals in this half. And she now has 11 points, 69-62, back to a 7-point game. So a 3-possession game with 1:23 to go. Now what you want to do is you make them take some time off this clock. Whether they score or not, just make them take some time.
Well, the good thing about it, that shot made it a 3-possession game, as you said. So that's, 1:23 left. Run some clock, take your time, hit some free throws. You would think you would be in pretty good shape, but 1:23 can be an eternity when you're ahead.
Here comes Bowser with it. Down to 1:19. Stewart, top of the key, off to Wilkinson. Wilkinson guarded by Vasquez, drives underneath, skips it in the corner. Bowser for a 3, it won't go. Rebound, Kelsey Griffith. Now the Vikings can milk that clock. We're down to a minute. And leading by 7, and no indication that Peru's going to come out and foul. If they don't, you just take the clock down. 18 on the shot clock, 55 on the game clock. Jenkins has picked up the dribble and tries to get it to Raina Smith. Threw it right by her, but it was touched by Harward.
Yeah, it's that time once again. You've got a ball handler in trouble. All 4 girls need to come to that person and try to meet the pass. And now timeout on the floor. I think Peru State takes a timeout, but we're down to 48 seconds left. So if the Vikings can get something here, we should be in very good shape.
Yeah, 69-62, 48.2 seconds to go. And that last possession was so big. And I was really surprised that Peru didn't come out and foul right away. And DJ did the right thing, just took the ball, said, okay, we're not going to foul. We'll just let that clock wind for a while, especially the 3-possession game. If the Vikings can win today, if they can hold on and win this game, they'll improve to 2-3 in the league and should be able to move up because, let's see, Graceland has 2 wins, but they play at Evangel today. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens to the rest of the games today. But pretty much a must-win for the Vikings, I think, Joe. And well on their way to get it. If we'll see what happens on the rest
another
of this
big game Thursday night here against Culver.
Here's DJ in the corner, down to 8 on the shot clock. DJ lowers that shoulder, gets it to Horton. Free throw line, 15-footer, good. And now a timeout's been taken by the Vikings. That's 20 points for Kiana Horton, averaging 9.2 a game. What'll this do for her confidence?
And give DJ Jenkins credit. DJ drove the baseline. She knew the shot clock was winding down, really didn't have a shot, and she found Kiana wide open out around the free throw line, got the ball to her, and Kiana knocked it down.
And, this is good for a lot of these players because Andressa Augusto didn't play today, the normal starting point guard, because of mild concussion the other night, so she's not playing. And I'll tell you what, some other gals have stepped up at that position, and they now have a 9-point lead with 39.7 seconds to go.
Well, I believe Andressa is the second leading scorer on the team. Yeah, she averages 11 and a half points a game, so she's right behind Talia Earls as far as the leading scorer. So you take a double-figure scorer out of your lineup, that can really hurt. But the other girls have picked up the slack, and it's good to see Kiana Wharton stepping up like she did today. The Vikes needed that, and she's really delivered.
And some of the veterans on this team, Raina Smith, DJ Jenkins, and Julia Vasquez with some big shots here in the second half.
It's been a good team effort all the way around. Yeah, Julia, those big threes. Raina penetrated a couple times when we needed it, and nice job by DJ penetrating. How about Kelsey Griffin? Before it just seemed like when there was a loose ball or rebound that needed to be grabbed, Kelsey was there, and it's good. A lot of people contributed today.
Now, Coach Dixon putting the pressure on. I like this. Make them take time even to get the ball up court here. Quickly to Wilkinson. Wilkinson's going to take it in strong. Don't foul her. And that's going to be a blocking foul. Kelsey tried to get the block and just got there a little bit late, so Wilkinson will go to the line. 32.8 seconds to go, 9-point game.
Well, Kelsey's already induced 2 charging fouls, almost had a third one right there, but they say she wasn't quite set that time, so they're going to call her for the block. That'll be her third, but that's all coincidental now.
And the free throw is good by Wilkinson. She's 2 out of 4, but the free throw percentage not very impressive for the Bobcats.
They
Wilkinson
shot much
hit
better
one.
in the second half, but they were horrendous in the first half.
And now Horton's going to come in, and she's going to replace Reyna. They want her in there for offense.
Well, you know now Peru has to foul, so you hope you've got people in there now that can hit the charity tosses.
Wilkinson's next free throw, no good. Ball pinballing around. Wilkinson has it. Well, then make him take some time off the clock. Here's a long three. It's no good by Hess. Bowser saves it into Wilkinson. Her turnaround won't go. Rebound Paris Johnson. Now 19 seconds to go in a
Vikes
foul.
are going to win it. They're going to get their second conference win, move to 2 and 3 in the conference with Culver Stockton coming in here on Thursday night.
Yeah, Tim said before the game, he said, we need a win. And they're going to get one today, and Peru will fall to 3 and 11 and 0 and 5 overall. Reyna comes back in. DJ Jenkins is out. Topol will come back in. And she's going to replace Julie Vasquez. How about those 2, 3? Oh, Julie's going to stay in. Let's see. Topol, I think, will be in for Paris Johnson.
Well, whenever it is, they'll wait till the second free throw. I think it's a 2-shot foul, so they'll bring Topol will come in after the first shot.
Well, let's see if Paris can knock this down. 71-63. Free throw is no good.
Well, just a 1-and-1, I guess.
But there is a rebound by Kelsey Griffith, and she is fouled with 15.6 seconds to go. Boy, she's played a good 4 game.
Well, she sure has, and she's 4 for 4 from the line. She's got 8 points altogether, a chance for a double-figure performance if she can knock down both free throws here. Down to 15.6 seconds to play, and Vikes a chance to open up a double-digit lead.
Harward picked up the foul. Here's Kelsey. And this one won't go. Harward keeps it alive to Hess. Don't need a foul here. Just need the clock as your ally. Wilkinson fires one from the deep corner, no good. Another rebound by Kelsey Griffith. 5 seconds to go. Kelsey will bring it up. Stop on the far side. This game is over. Vikings win it, 71-63. Joe, pretty impressive 8-point win the way the Vikings came back in that second half.
Oh, yeah, and they were down, like we said, just don't want to sound like a broken record, but down by 8 points a couple of different times in the first half and got it to 1 by halftime and really came out, got the first several buckets in the second half and never looked back. I think Peru State got down to maybe 2 a couple times, but the Vikings, you always felt they were in control and they get their second conference win.
All right, we'll be back, talk to the coach, and have some statistics for you in just a moment.
Hey, America, we need to have a little talk. I don't know if you've noticed, but we got a lot of food in this country. A lot of peaches, a lot of corn, a lot of apples, a lot of everything. We've got so much food that we can't even eat it all. So if we got all this extra food, how are 17 million kids in America struggling with hunger? I just don't get it. That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks gathers surplus food and gets it to the hungry kids who need it. They can get you food even if you live in Idaho or Alaska or somewhere crazy like that. This isn't complicated. We got extra food and we've got hungry kids. Feeding America's done the math. Now it's your turn. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org. I know you got internet on your phone, so what are you waiting for? We can't do it without your help. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
We are back. And Tim Dixon joins us, Coach. Kiana Ward, nice to have her back. 20 points tonight.
Wow, I didn't realize
that.
Yeah,
Got 20 points today.
Yeah,
10 in each half.
I'm glad. We missed her, I think, in the last couple games, and so glad to have her back. We're still working on some things with her, but, she's just going to get better, and I'm glad to have one more year with her next year, too.
How about your balanced scoring tonight? I haven't figured it all up. Talea had 13, Kiana had 20, but Kelsey Griffin had 8, Reyna Smith in double figures, Julia Vasquez in double figures. You got a lot of contributions today.
Yeah, and, that's what our offense is designed to do. I mean, I think everyone can score, and I'm trying to get the mentality of a way. It just needs to be 2 kids. Every coach wants a kid that has that fire that goes, just give me the ball and I'll win it at the end of the game, which I think we're still trying to find that identity and who that person is. But all in all, I think in general, this offense is designed to give our kids, whoever plays, if they're open, they're going to get opportunities to score, and hopefully we can, like I said, I'd love to have 9, 8, a bunch of kids at the 9 and 8 and 7 points, and I think that's actually good because then we can have 2 solid players like tonight, like Kiana and hopefully Talea.
Julia Vasquez had 11 points, but how about her 2 big 3-point field goals in the second half?
I'll tell you, Julia is, I'm gaining more trust in her, and I think that's the biggest thing any coach can say about any of their players, and she's going to start working her way in a little bit more, and hats off to her. She big shots when we needed them, and she plays good defense, and I keep thinking her knees bothering her, but maybe that's just as fast as she can go. But ironically, she can stay with people, and she's a really good defender, so I'm really happy about her.
Well, Coach, this puts you at 2 and 3 now. Big win for you. You said before the game, you said we really need a win, and here you go. You got it. 2 and 3 now. Another home game coming up on Thursday, so this might be that game that just kind of jumpstarts this team.
Yeah, and like I say, I think once kids realize that the new offense is kind of clicking like it was tonight, and we got good balanced scoring, I think we'll start to see some other opportunities open for us, and I think we're going to be harder to scout, and that's probably the biggest thing because teams can't just key on Talea and key on Kiana. They're going to have to worry about the rest of the team.
All right, Coach, good win. I guess we'll do it at home again. 3rd game in a row at home, not a problem on Thursday.
Next year, my schedule is going to make sure I have a bunch of home games, and because it's nice for me to take the time to spend the time with the kids and sleep in a little bit, and I know they enjoy sleeping in too.
All right, Coach, thanks for stopping by.
All right, guys, thanks.
Tim Dixon as the Vikings win, and again, Kiana Horton had 20 points to lead the way. Talea Earls had 13. She fouled out. Kelsey Griffin had 8. 11 points for Raina Smith. Jenkins had 6. 11 for Julia Vasquez. A couple of big 3-pointers. And Alicia Winston had a couple of points. Peru State looks like unofficially 20 points for Shelby Hess. Joe, I think I had her with 20.
I had her down for 20, I did.
Okay, her 20 points. Carly Stewart looks like 15 for her.
Yep.
4 for Sydney Wilkinson. As we just go down for Sydney Wilkinson. Sydney Young had a couple. 3 points for Madrid. Just 1 point for Lowray. She missed 6 field goals, 6 free throws, 1 out of 7, just 1 point. 10 points for Harward, and then Bowser had 8. Well, what we'll do, we'll give you more stats from this women's game coming up at halftime of the men's game, but we've got to get ready for which I think is going to be a very entertaining game. Peru and Valley here this afternoon. Women win at 71-63. Joe, this game could jumpstart this women's team. They got contributions from a lot of different people.
Well, they needed one. They needed this one today. They were behind most of the first half. The girls could have thrown the towel in and said, look out, but they didn't. They tightened up the defense, really came out, played well in the second half, took control of the game, and got a nice win here at home. And let's see if we can carry that over on Thursday night as Culver Stockton, another pretty good team, comes in here.
All right, we'll get ready for the men's game. We'll be back in about 15 minutes with a call of Peru State and the Vikings on the Stretch Internet and Livestream.com.